Let's kick things off with Twitter, the site that owes $30 billion in meme royalties to Denzel Washington. Now, I love Twitter as much as anyone, but one of the worst things about it is how absolutely any post can turn into a nasty fight. I mean, you could type, "I love my mom," and then you get 10 replies telling you to go kill yourself. And one of them is from your mom. Well, now, Twitter is trying to make things a little more civil.
There's more changes on the way for Twitter. The tech company is rolling out a feature that will automatically detect mean replies, and then it prompts people to review the replies before they send them. Users will have 3 options from there. You can either tweet the message as is, edit it, or delete it altogether. It gives you time to think before you tweet, kind of revisit it.
That's right, people. Twitter is introducing a new feature that will tell you if your tweets are too mean, or if they're about Ted Cruz, not mean enough. The problem with this idea is that if you're on Twitter, well, you've already decided you're going to act like a dick. I mean, that's what Twitter is for. It would be like if the waiter at the Cheesecake Factory asked you if you're sure you want to order a meal that's 12,000 calories. My man, I'm here, aren't I? Why do you think I came here? To think about my life choices? Nah, just bring the food. And honestly, guys, I don't even know if Twitter's algorithm is going to be smart enough to flag which tweets are mean. Because if you think about it, the meanest tweets are the ones that sound the nicest. Like, "you dress like shit" is mean. But when someone says, "it's so brave to go out looking like that," whew, that'll destroy you. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to hate on what Twitter's trying to do, you know? If this actually makes people rethink cruel messages that they wrote in the heat of the moment, well, that's great. But it also makes the mean tweets that make it through so much worse. Because then you know that person thought about it long and hard and decided, yes, they do think you're a soy boy cuck. In fact, if you give people a chance to reconsider their tweet, it could go the wrong way entirely. You know, Twitter, you're right. Now that I think about it, I don't want to call this guy a loser. I want to call him a punk-ass bitch with a dumbass face that... Let's move on now to some international news coming out of Belgium. It's a country that is so much more than just waffles. Like, they have... And while there's not usually much news coming out of Belgium, one man there has just sparked a major diplomatic incident.
A Belgian farmer taking the concept of country pride a bit too far. He moved a stone on his property some 7 feet to make room for a tractor, inadvertently shifting the border with France, making his country bigger and France smaller. Turns out the stone is part of a series of border markers that have been in place since 1819.
Wait, hold up. Europeans can just arbitrarily move their own border lines around? Huh. I thought they only did that to Africa. Man, this is such a fun story, though, because I love the idea that countries mark their borders like kids playing soccer in a park. Okay, the goal is between the trash can and the tree. And that book bag over there, that's where Germany starts. And you know, as much as it makes me feel better that even countries have been getting bigger during the pandemic, are we sure this was an accident? I mean, maybe this is just Belgium's slow plan to take over the world. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, it's just 7 feet, let them have it." And then a year later, it's another 7 feet, and then another 7 feet, and then one day we'll just be like, was Tokyo always a part of Belgium? Huh. Feels like it wasn't. And finally, this Sunday is Mother's Day, the day when Americans celebrate their moms with flowers and breakfast in bed, which, by the way, I never really understood. Yeah, I don't get why people like breakfast in bed, you know? It's just so magical to lie here and eat in the place I've been farting for 8 hours, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep in the place I ate.